I have been getting requests in every one of my videos I've uploaded for the last 2 days for me to cover this story on the bricks and minifigs scandal. Apparently, it involves Mormonism, their connections to the police department, and perhaps even the federal government, which I haven't heard many talking about the federal government part, but I'm going to give you guys some info on that because that area is something I have some expertise in, knowledge on Mormons and they're being groomed to work federal positions, that is. And this entire scandal around stolen Legos, a stolen Lego collection worth a man's entire life savings. That's what I've gathered that this entire story hinges on fundamentally. And then, of course, it all culminates into a massive unveiling of police corruption. It's all, I have not watched any of the videos around this story yet myself. I haven't even watched a critical video talking about it, but I have seen the discussion. It's getting some serious attention online, and it's bringing the corruption of the police force, especially driven by religious motivations in the case of, we got to protect each other kind of mindset. It's bringing it to attention to a lot of people, and that's definitely a good thing. So I am all here for this expose. And I'm going into this mostly blind. I know the main points of the story, but I'm going into this about as blind as you can at this point in the story. So let's find out what's happening, shall we?
Step outside, everybody. No, don't move.
This is the story of how I got swatted, all because of Legos. The whole thing started with me investigating a Lego company.
Was he swatted, or is it just the raiding a house without a warrant? Well, maybe with a warrant, but with a false warrant under false pretenses? Because, getting swatted is when the police are unknowingly weaponized. From what I'm hearing, it seems like the police were fully, on board with... all right, let's find out.
Called Bricks and Minifigs. The company sent 2 guys to steal the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection worth around $200,000. And for some reason, the police are helping them get away with it. The family reached out to me saying that I'm their last...
So was it a full-on, break into a home and steal or something? Because when I hear, Lego collection theft, I'm thinking oh, there was a trade or an agreement for a money transfer that was never made. That's what I would assume happened, but maybe it goes full James Bond, breaking into the vault type thing.
Hope to get them their life savings back. The video I made exposing them was actually insane. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But we ended up taking them to court and we actually won. When I went back to the store to collect my money, they literally shut...
Okay, so there's more to the story that's not in this video. Is he going to summarize what happened in that last video, or am I missing critical context about what Bricks and Minifigs did? Also, I've become so desensitized to internet insanity that I paused in this frame and, my brain just went, we'll get to this in a moment. we'll get to this in a moment. Just finish your sentence. I wasn't even slightly thrown off to this because I've become so desensitized by the internet at this point, by crazy fucking shit. You're missing so much context? Okay, so we gotta watch his other video. We do. We have to. Okay, here it is.
This man spent his life collecting what's now known as the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection ever. It's estimated to be worth around $200,000. And then the entire thing got stolen. And the police are actively working with the thieves to cover the entire thing up. But the craziest part is that the collector doesn't even know that his collection's been stolen. Yeah, the collector's son, Brian, well, he reached out to me because he has no clue how to break this news to his dad.
At this point, my father had a health episode. We can't bring any stress to him.
The reason he's reaching out to me is because the police are covering this entire thing up. And at this moment, I promised Brian that I would not end this video until I get his entire world record Star Wars collection back. But anyways, the thief of this collection is actually a corporation called Bricks and Minifigs.
Bro, that adds in a whole other element of it. So this old man, he's sick. He doesn't know that his Lego collection worth $250,000 basically has been stolen. And basically, did this company hire the Wet Bandits or something from Home Alone to break in to his house, or I guess his son's house, to steal the Lego collection? Because I'm guessing his dad, the old man, is maybe at a facility or maybe in a hospital because he's sick right now, being cared for, and meanwhile the son's home where the Lego collection is, and it gets stolen, and now the son doesn't know how to break it to him. Is kind of what I'm gathering here. Man, we got to. Apparently, Mormonism is involved in this. Like, this is a Mormon-run company, and when we get to that detail, I have a lot to say. That's all I'm gonna say. I have a lot to say.
And Minifigs, the biggest toy store of its kind.
Is the largest toy store.
Bricks and Minifigs were not just your average Lego store.
For collectors, Bricks and Minifigs is basically seen as the best and safest way to sell your Lego collections.
I'm selling my Legos, so what I'm planning to do with them is take them to my local Bricks and Minifigs.
Because there's so much positive media about them everywhere, Brian thought that this would be the perfect store to finally sell his dad's Lego Star Wars collection.
So I wrote up a contract.
In the contract, it says that these are still the family's Lego sets, but every time one gets sold, the store gets to keep a small percentage of each sale.
This was a store's worth of inventory. So that store that day was nothing but my dad's collection. Like, all the shelves filled. They had to bring in extra shelves and filled the whole party room with shelves.
But the
So we're talking like a U-Haul box truck filled wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling with unsealed or with sealed Lego set boxes. I'm gonna be honest, the whole like line that this is a $200,000 Lego collection, that's the case right now. I'm gonna guess that these Lego collections are the kind of thing that could very much be worth like $400,000 10 years from now. So this is very much a massive heist, like a really large heist in terms of speculative value.
owner of the franchise, this woman, well, her husband had to actually leave the country due to some work-related reasons.
My husband and I were planning on moving out of the country. I reached out to corporate to let them know, hey, this is something that's coming up in the next like 4 to 5 months.
She told the Bricks and Minifigs head corporation that she was planning on selling the store, so the corporation actually was able to find a buyer to buy it from her.
They let me know that they had somebody who was interested in purchasing a franchise in the area. And he was going to be in town and he was going to stop by and just take a look at it. It wasn't until Brandon got there that he informed me that they were terminating my franchise agreement. We were getting threats from Brandon and from corporate that if we didn't leave the store immediately, the police were going to be called. I told corporate I wasn't comfortable leaving that night without the inventory. I was also told I was not going to be able to stay there long enough to do that inventory.
But we don't just have to take this woman's word for it.
Like, this is very much like a case where this store, their mindset was, if we can scam one person, the payoff is enormous. We can stock the entire store off of one score from scamming one person. Like, maybe they wouldn't scam 1 or 2 Lego sets off of a person because the risk isn't worth the reward for their business, but in this case, they decided, let's try to all or nothing this. And they did. They went for the all. One thing I should mention, by the way, is I have seen some of the posts from the Bricks and Minifigs Twitter in the last few days, and they're trying to meme their way out of it. They're like posting AI generated images of like non-existent Lego sets of this YouTuber that covered this getting arrested by the police and stuff. Like, the store's official Twitter is like gloating about all this even now. It's really disgusting. I'll show you guys some of their posts a little later.
She was actually able to save all the security camera footage from that night, proving that everything she just said is true.
All the footage and evidence is there. In the security cam footage, it's him at the store kicking her out. In that footage they sent us is Crystal asking him, how am I supposed to pay this guy? These are sets he has not been paid for.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. He's taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment liability.
His own corporation is sitting there on video saying they're going to take it.
After this woman got kicked out of her own store, she called Brian explaining how corporate just came down and is now trying to take the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection without paying for it. So, Brian called the store to see what was going on.
I called the store and I said,
Wait, it goes deeper than that. Okay. So Bricks and Minifigs, like, the location doesn't seem like they were the ones doing the scamming. Like, the location was going to honor everything, but because it was such a massive purchase, I guess the location had to coordinate with corporate. And then Bricks and Minifigs corporate was like, we're going to scam. We're going to scam. Hold on to all that, and we're going to send a truck to come pick it all up from your location.
what happened to Crystal? And he goes, well, that's kind of a private matter, but the corporation's taking over the store. There's something I can do to help you with. I said, well, yeah.
What's up with this blur effect in the top right?
And the owner of about half your store's inventory. All those vintage Star Wars sets you have in there are ours. And he goes, I don't know anything about that. I said, well, you better get to learn about it because I have a contract, I have photo evidence, video evidence, like that is our collection. So I went down to the store, brought a copy of the contract. We're like, you need to let me in back and let me see the sets that you still have. All you have to do is let me in back. We can go that route or we can go to court. And the guy just looks at me, crosses his arms and goes, let me tell you what's going to happen. If we go to court, we're going to drag this thing out so long, and you're going to end up spending so much more money than your collection is ever worth or what you ever would have gotten on it, that it ain't worth it, man. So if that's
the corporate method.
that's really the right
That's the corporate method. We've got lawyers. We've got lawyers on retainer, right? We're wasting money if we don't get sued and use those lawyers. That's the mindset some of these companies have when it comes to the legal ramifications of fucking people over for profit. At the end of the day, most corporations have like top tier lawyers on retainer that are, it is a waste of money if they're not suing or defending at any given time. So this does not surprise me. This is typical capitalist corporate behavior.
Rather than just letting me walk in there and he goes, well, what am I to do at that point?
Bricks and Minifigs knows that this family, especially with the father's health, doesn't have the resources to take them to court. And almost mockingly, they've since flooded all of their social media with tons of pictures of Star Wars Legos. At this point, it seems like they're just rubbing it in this family's face that...
Well, now we know. If you look at the Twitter account, like, they are very blatantly, like, bragging and mocking about this. They think they're invincible because they've got the local police departments on their side.
They stole the world's largest Lego Star Wars collection in the world, and they got away with it.
Everybody is absolutely baffled. How the hell can a corporation get away with doing this?
Yeah.
And why are the cops not helping?
But luckily for Brian, a YouTuber ended up catching wind of this story and created a team of YouTubers to do whatever they could to get Brian his Legos back.
This is the full inventory of all the sets and minifigs. We can figure out how to get this guy's money and his stuff back.
But right after they started, they instantly stopped working on this case. So I called one of them to find out why.
So they were threatening legal action against us. You know, Bricks and Minifigs, which is a pretty big company who probably has way more resources than we can, you know, really put up a fight against.
Bricks and Minifigs knows that they can just bully anyone that tries to expose them with frivolous lawsuits. And this left Brian feeling pretty hopeless.
It eats me alive. I had terrible anxiety attacks over it, got put on medication. I just kind of was like, okay, I just have to let these freaking things go right now.
At the end of the day, though, after this happens one too many times, the courts label you a vexatious litigant. All you can really try to do at that point is sue out of state, and then even then, the fact you've already been labeled a vexatious litigant out of state means you're going to get labeled as such, in any other state. So eventually, this company is going to burn through any goodwill they have in a court. But it really, what has to happen is people have to take the company to court. Like, it can't just be a settlement thing, you know? It can't just settle before a court date. It's got to actually go through, and the judge has to be aware of the fact that this is a company with a history, and they need to witness it themselves. This is a company with a history of suing anybody who tries to hold them accountable for their real, actual behavior.
Because it didn't seem like I have any path to go, you know?
Well, I guess now it's time for me to get involved. So immediately I went to my car, picked up some friends, and started driving 16 hours to this Bricks and Minifigs store. And I will do literally whatever it takes. Even if I have to take down the entire police force, I will stop at nothing until this family gets their entire Lego Star Wars collection back. And now 16 hours later, we're finally pulling up to the Bricks and Minifigs store. So I started a pair of spy camera glasses. That's what I'm gonna use to film this. And honestly,
where is this, Washington?
I just want to hear Bricks
Oregon?
and Minifigs side of the story.
Hi, how's it going? It's pretty good.
2019?
So basically,
What? 2019? How fucking long has this been in the works? Huh? Wait, chat, is this real? Is that the real date? Is 2019 is how long this has been? Oh, it's Utah. Or this is in Oregon, though. Okay. How is this how long it's been in the works? Maybe the date has been miscalibrated? 2019? So, okay, it must be. It must be. This can't have been going on since then. Jesus Christ. If so.
my friend said that you guys have some of his Legos, I think, and he told me to come here and see if I could pick them up.
Who's your friend?
I think they're Brian's Legos. It's like a big Star Wars collection set, I think.
You could go ahead and leave now.
Really?
So you could go ahead and leave now, or I will call the police for harassment.
Oh, because the glasses.
No, you are. Hi. You want to watch the cameras? I'm being harassed by you. Watch the cameras. I am being harassed
Literally, all I did was just bring up that my friend has some Legos in their store, and the manager started freaking out on me. But I wasn't going to leave the store without hearing her side of the story. Before showing up, I printed out a copy of the contract.
What's crazy is this is what those cuck boys that were doing the supposed fraud exposés in Minnesota thought they were doing. Like, they thought they were getting as big of a story as what this actually is, you know? Like, them trying to take a film crew into a daycare and not being allowed in. They genuinely thought that was as damning as this manager's behavior, being like, you need to fucking leave. The second he says, hey, I heard you might have some of my friends' Legos. Like, yeah, there's a very... This is the kind of shit those dudes thought that they had caught when they made those documentaries, quote unquote.
The store made with Brian, saying that all of these Lego sets will remain his until sold. Because I have a contract, legal reason to be here, legally this does not count as harassment. Instead, the manager should be checking the store's inventory to see if these sets are still in their store.
Well, so here's still all of the Lego sets you guys still have.
I don't have anything to do with that, and I don't want that. You can go ahead and leave, and I'm going to ask you one more time. This is the last time. I do not want that. You're not handing me anything.
I tried for a long time just to get her to look at this contract. But finally, she gave me an answer of why she can't help me.
You've been supposed to be getting a hold of corporate.
Basically, what the manager's saying is that if someone did steal the Legos, it wasn't her, it was corporate. But little does the manager know, I already did this. Yep, I literally went to the corporate Bricks and Minifigs headquarters.
How's it going?
And this was corporate side of the story.
You have to talk to the store owner. Yeah, like they're all over.
Oh, that's crazy! Really? Oh, I gotta talk to corporate, but corporate says you gotta talk to the store owner. No way.
We own and operate it. We can't do anything with it here. Their decisions are their decisions, for sure.
So when they say go to corporate, how do we respond next time?
I have no idea. You have to take it up with them. It's your thing with them.
That's crazy. I love that straight up. Like, okay, so when they tell me to go back to corporate, what do I tell them? And they're like, well, I don't know. You just gotta figure it out.
Manager, what corporate Bricks and Minifigs said.
When corporate tells me this, I'm supposed to come back to the store, right? And so it kind of seems like you're going against what corporate's saying.
That's fine.
Oh, well, this is what corporate told us.
I'm happy that's what corporate told you. For the last time, I'm asking you to leave the store.
Can you give me a reason to leave, I guess?
Have you guys heard me ask you several times?
I don't know about you guys, but to me, it kind of seems like the only reason she's asking me to leave the store is to cover up this $200,000 theft.
You need to leave. How many times have you been asked to leave?
Was there a reason you're asking me to leave?
You need to leave. I've asked you to leave. You need to leave.
You need to leave!
I've asked you how many times to leave. I've been asking you to leave.
Eventually, the owner of the store called in and asked if he could talk to me.
Are you the owner of the Bricks and Minifigs store?
Yeah, why? What you got?
So basically, I just wanted to get some of the Legos back that you guys still have. I think I'm looking for the clone turbo tank.
Why do you think you would be entitled to our inventory?
Well, at least I confirmed the Legos are still here. The only thing is the owner's claiming that he's the owner of these Lego sets. I mean, it's pretty stupid of him to say that, considering I'm literally holding a copy of a contract he made with the store that said that this Lego Star Wars collection is not the store's property. It's the family's property. The contract makes all of this very clear, so I want to give him one more chance to answer a little bit better.
Well, I just want to get it back to my friend. He said he couldn't get it back, so I was just wondering if I could just come pick him up. You guys still have him, right?
Bro, why do you think your friend would be entitled to our inventory?
What's his? He owns the Legos.
Huh? He doesn't own the Legos.
Well, yeah, we have a contract. He does own them.
No, bro, are you an idiot? Are you stupid?
Josh, the police is showing up right now.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, at least the police are here now,
here we go.
Once I show him the contract we're in with the store, we can finally get the Legos back.
Basically, we have, I think it's like $200,000 worth of Lego sets that we just have them in the store, and we just like to pick them up, I guess, because they were going to sell it for us, but I guess they're not selling it for us anymore.
But does it sound like they want you here, right? So they
but they have our sets, though, yeah.
I understand that. Right here, the fact there is that they don't want you, they're probably on the store, and they don't want you on the phone.
But I don't...
Now, to be fair, in just this interaction alone, the cops pretty much 99% of the time immediately side with whoever calls them there. So the business called the police there to say, hey, there's a guy in our store, he's harassing us, we want him removed. The cop won't, doesn't matter what the situation is, how corrupt the department is, the cop's not going to hear a word from this dude of explanation. He'll let him talk, but he's just going to say, yeah, it doesn't matter, and not hear a word of it, and then tell him he has to leave. That's just how it is. That's if you watch literally any body cam videos, and you'll see very quickly it's just how it is, you know? But yeah, I do believe that there is probably corruption happening with this police department, though, because the SWAT team raiding his house, the YouTuber's house, that's definitely something more than just standard police procedure.
I want them to keep the Lego sets, though.
Okay.
So
yeah.
The police officer literally didn't care at all that the store just stole $200,000 worth of Legos. For some reason, he made it seem like I was the bad guy.
So you already trespassed from here.
Okay.
Trespass for life. So if you come back.
Oh, for life?
Yeah. If you come back, you could be arrested. Okay.
Oh, so how do I get the Legos back then if I can't go into the store?
Okay, we talked about that. Do you understand the trespass portion? If you come back, you will be arrested. Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. See, like the cops just like, I don't care if they've stolen $200K worth of your property. They called the police first. You're trespassed from here. If you return, you will be arrested. They're like, what the cop's gonna probably say is, you got to take them to court. That's what the cop's gonna say. Like you got to take them to court. You don't have any. The cop is not going to give you any right to reclaim your stolen property back. They're not even gonna help you figure out how to take them to court. They just say, take him to court, not my problem, and leave. That's how they do it.
Again, come back. We're in the car. We're gonna arrest you.
Brian did warn me that the police are actively trying to cover this up. So Brian and I are now officially trespassed from the store. And if we ever come back to ask for his own Lego collection back, then we are going to be arrested.
Is there, I guess, a reason why they're able to just take all the Legos and not give it?
America, the land of store-bought justice? Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, it really depends. Like, in this situation, there's really no winning the way that they approach. Like, the second they saw the store manager was like a bitch, to be honest, they probably should have said, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. We might have the wrong place, and just left. So they didn't get the cops called on them and get trespassed and everything. That was probably the better move, because you have no legal standing on their property. Like, especially when they're the ones who called the cops, like 100% of the time, the cops side with the business owner. There's no scenario where a customer walks into a business and gets the cops called on them, and the customer is in the right. There's no scenario where that's the case in a cop's mind. And realistically so, right? Also, like, this guy's complaining about, like, stolen Legos or something. Of course this cop's like, who cares? It's a lot like, and I'm not saying this isn't a serious thing. It just doesn't sound serious. This cop doesn't think it's fucking serious. But we'll see. We'll see how far the corruption goes.
Back or?
So, we just gotta leave. Okay.
I just have to leave?
So, leave now.
Okay. I'm not allowed to be in the parking lot?
No. So this is all private property.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
We've been filming for 10 minutes and I'm already trespassed from Bricks and Minifigs, which is like the whole location of the video. So how do I film a video at Bricks and Minifigs now if I can't even legally go back there? So to continue the video without getting...
Cop didn't see the cost of the collection. He said the cost of the collection multiple times, but the cop didn't hear it. Like, every word that this guy said to the cop that wasn't, yes, sir, all right, I'll be on my way, the cop did not listen to. I assure you, it did not register in his brain.
Arrested, I went back to Bricks and Minifigs corporate offices. And the Bricks and Minifigs CEO, the guy who runs the entire company, Ammon McNeff, he personally came out to talk to us.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some more Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Is that a lie?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna be careful not to say the things that I'm thinking about this guy, based primarily on his appearance, because I know he's probably very litigious, but where are his eyebrows? Like, at a certain point, it's like, okay, so take some of your mustache hair and glue them where your eyebrows used to be. You've got a soul patch, you've got a squiggly mustache, so clearly your body can still grow hair that looks like that. Just, yeah, I guess the eyebrows just slid down above his lip. What about his brows? He has none! There are no eyebrows there! He's like fucking Voldemort! Okay, he's gonna sue me now. Shit! Now I'm gonna get sued for calling him Voldemort. Damn it.
That's a lie. You did take the Legos.
No. So we have, our attorneys have visited...
No, like, actually, where the fuck are his eyebrows, bro? What the did he shave them? Like, what happened?
Like, again, so who's
Brian Mansell.
Okay, and who's that?
I'm busy right now, Infinite Rebens.
$200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store?
Never happened. No,
I mean, it did happen, yeah. It does happen.
No, we did not.
Yeah, because his Legos were in the store and you guys took them. I know you think lying to us right now is kind of like helping you out.
I'm not lying to you.
Well, we both know you're lying, but...
No, we don't know that.
So I showed him some social media posts his own company made that are still up.
He kind of... You're right, he kind of does have that, like, DSP kind of, like face feature thing going on. You know what I mean? Like, if he had a goatee, it would be really close.
So I showed him some social media posts his own company made that still up that claims that these are Brian Mansell's Lego sets. And these Lego sets that they're still holding on to are worth $200,000. But all of these claims are from his own company. We just caught the CEO of the entire company red-handed in a lie. Yeah, it's crazy to me that even the CEO is in on this cover-up. But anyways, now that we just caught the CEO in this lie, I wanted to let him know that it's gonna be much easier if he just gives us the Legos back now.
If you just want to give it back now, it's gonna be a lot easier for you guys, you know? I think you guys would prefer the easy way. The hard way, I don't think you guys are really gonna like it.
No, okay.
But we're getting it back either way, so it's like you can either...
So you can leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
So you don't want to do the easy way?
So you're threatening me. What you are doing right now is illegal. It's an extortion.
So catching you guys in illegal activity, that's illegal on me.
Okay, you can ask to leave. Please leave.
And with that,
I will say this YouTuber is doing a bad job at not saying things that could easily be interpreted when you're trying to convince the cops, especially because these people love to call the local police. That like you got to be careful with the shit you say, because like we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Like that, you can't say shit like that, dog. Like what do you do? Like that's not, you can't say that. Like that's not. Of course he's calling the cops now. I mean, of course he's a piece of shit. It's just like, I don't know. If you're the one recording, you maybe don't want to say that, because that kind of phrasing might even have led to the swatting.
Minifigs has made their decision.
Jesus.
I presented them very politely with the easy way, and they said, heck no. Well, they've only left me one other option, which is the hard way. But now it's pretty much the super hard way, because the police are protecting them. If I ever go back to the store, I'm getting arrested.
If you come back, you will be arrested. Okay? You understand that?
So we all regrouped together to rewatch the footage I've gotten so far. And there was one thing the manager said that might be a way forward for us.
I've not heard anything from the owners.
Oh.
So you need to leave.
Can I talk to the owners then, or?
You go ahead and call the owners.
Get a number?
I'm not giving it to you.
Why won't you give it to me? Because isn't that the logical next step if we're supposed to
Well,
work
you
with
have
the
all the
owners? Then
information right there, right?
I have the Lego sets you guys have, but I don't have the owner's number. No. So yeah, if you give me if that's what you want me to do, then you can give me the number and I can.
No, I want you to leave.
Call him.
Basically, she's putting all of the blame on the owner of the store, which is good to find out. The only problem is she's not giving me the owner's number.
Yeah, if you could give me a number, we could call
I'm
him.
not giving you anything except for calling the police.
But you told me to call the owners, right?
You're absolutely right, but I've asked you how many times to leave the store.
So you have his number? Or? No, I don't have any of their numbers.
Okay.
That's why.
Like, what do they even do though now that this is out? And you know that everybody's gonna go to that store asking them about this, right? Like I would. You know, like if I lived near that store, I'd just walk in and be like, hey, here you got my buddy's Legos. Just want to remind you, you need to return them to the rightful owner. You know, just you know, don't give them to me. They're not mine, but just reminding you that you still have Legos to return. And when they're like, we're calling the police, I'll be like, all right, just making sure you know, and then leave. You know, like, you gotta imagine there's like a million fucking people doing that. There's gotta be. Like 1 million people are doing that shit.
I was like, corporate keeps telling me to contact the owners of the store, but with
already,
no
I bet.
So I try to contact the store, and the store hangs up on me and says I'm harassing them.
The manager is really trying to protect the store owner from getting in trouble. So if she's not going to give me his number, I'm just going to have to find it a different way. When she hands me the phone, we might be able to see his name and number. Josh Lego. Well, we found out the owner's name is Josh. However, the number was way too blurry on the spyglasses. No, it's so blurry. Damn. So I checked the store's Instagram to see if it follows anyone named Josh, which it doesn't. So I checked their business records, but everything got scrubbed. This owner is really going to any length he can to stay fully anonymous. After watching the footage over...
Well, Josh is short for Joshua. Did they search for Josh, but did they search for Joshua?
Over. My final conclusion is, yeah, the manager sucks. But she's not really the mastermind of this whole thing. She's just protecting the mastermind of this whole thing. Because she's brainwashed. But luckily for me, through my YouTube career, I've infiltrated tons of cults, and I've personally experienced some of the most intense and crazy brainwashing in the entire world. Basically what I'm trying to say is, I'm pretty sure that I could brainwash one of these Bricks and Minifigs employees way harder than any corporate offices could. And yes, that's the plan. Brainwash the Bricks and Minifigs employees to be on my side. Yeah, I'm starting a Lego cult. I mean, a true cult would never actually call themselves a cult. They always disguise themselves as something else. So, yes, I'm actually just starting a regular old Lego club. Yep, that's what we're calling it. My friend Victor is going to be the cult recruiter. I dressed him up to look like a famous YouTuber, so he would look powerful, and the employees here will have to listen to him.
My name's Victor. We're going to Bricks and Minifigs. Let's go. All right, guys. We are heading into the store right now.
He was doing amazing, but we had to make sure that these employees...
What if they made it a Mormon Lego like club. That might get them on board. That might get some of the employees to join. You can start to flood the zone. You know, brainwash them. Dog, this is so brain rotted. I don't know where they're going with this, but apparently shit gets a lot more serious in the previous video, or the next video, which is the one that we started with. Okay, this is what everybody's been freaking out over. I think we've got enough context now on what's going on to know what the deal is here. And yeah, it seems like things have escalated. Things have clearly escalated.
Search warrant.
Search warrant.
Don't move.
This is the story of how I got swatted, all because of Legos. The whole thing started with me investigating a Lego company called Bricks and Minifigs. The company sent 2 guys to steal the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection worth around $200,000. And for some reason, the police are helping them get away with it. The family reached out to me saying that I'm their last hope to get them their life savings back. The video I made exposing them was actually insane. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But we ended up taking them to court, and we actually won. When I went back to the store to collect my money, they literally shut down the entire store just to avoid...
Oh, yeah, okay, so apparently that's this is an insane thing to do, but apparently one of the things that happened was they lost in court, and they owe a cash reimbursement to the family, and I believe to the YouTuber, if I'm not mistaken. They might owe something, I don't know. And to get out of it, they closed the store so that the store that lost the lawsuit is no longer an existing entity, I guess. And it allows them to get away with paying up. We'll find out.
Paying us. Dang it! So I personally gave them an official closing ceremony, and it went extremely viral. And now the entire world has seen how corrupt this Bricks and Minifigs company is.
We didn't get the Legos back, but I mean, we shut down an entire business.
We still gotta get the Legos back. Yeah, I made a promise to this family that I was not gonna stop on my journey until we get them their entire Lego collection back. Right now, the 2 owners, Joshua Johnson and Brandon Best, probably think that they're safe by closing out the store. But the reality is,
his name was Joshua! Called it. Joshua Johnson. I fucking called it, bro. It was short for Joshua.
Really just sue them all over again, but personally this time. So I started to file my lawsuit. But right after I filed this court case, it got rejected. And the reason was I failed to demonstrate a good faith effort to resolve the dispute prior to filing. Basically, before this court case gets approved, I have to at least attempt to settle with Josh outside of court first. I tried calling Josh, but I'm blocked.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. So my only option left is to travel to his house to have this conversation in person.
Basically, if Josh wants to save the day, I got him a trophy that says, Joshua Johnson saved the day. And we'll give him this trophy, but he has to give the Legos back first.
So we started driving to Josh's house to have this
participation
good faith conversation
award
the court requires us to have.
We're in Josh's neighborhood. Oh my gosh.
But when we showed up, Josh was already outside talking on the phone to someone.
Oh my gosh, okay, Josh is outside on the phone.
It's crazy.
Wait, do I interrupt his phone call or do we just like wait?
Interrupt his phone call?
No, probably not.
I thought it would be pretty rude to interrupt his phone call, so we parked around the corner and decided to wait for him to get off this call.
I like how he's just having this conversation outside.
Right. He doesn't want to get his wife involved. He's hiding something.
Oh, he's waving at his kids.
What the heck?
That's crazy. No, that's like some shit out of like Breaking Bad when like Walt's outside like talking about organizing some drug deal and like Skylar's looking out through the window and Walt's just like, you know, acting as though he's just on like a work phone call. That's fucking crazy.
On the phone with corporate Bricks and Minifigs. And the reason
Breaking
I think
Bad
that is we were actually just there right before this.
Breaking Bricks.
Bricks and Minifigs headquarters.
The plan was to give them one more chance to do the right thing before suing them again. While we were there, one of the corporate employees answered the door and told us he would get the CEO to come talk to us.
Okay. Well.
Oh.
No, they said they're getting some guy to talk to us. We're just waiting.
Bro, you always know you're about to have to deal with just a brick wall when you see a motherfucker with that vest walk around the corner doing this shit with this posture. You know you're about to have to deal with a brick wall of a chud when you see a motherfucker walk around the corner with this posture. The goddamn, like, thumbs hooked underneath the vest. They all do it. They all fucking do it in every single body cam video. It's like their go-to, like, idol pose. It is the go-to police officer 2026 idol pose, is like thumbs hooked on the vest. I don't know. Maybe it just feels nice. Maybe it like reduces the weight or something, but I don't know, man.
I can already tell you right now, no one's coming out to talk to you guys.
Really? But they told us that they were.
I know.
Since Josh only lives like 15 minutes away, they must have informed him that we're in the area, because a few minutes later, this happened.
Dude, the police just showed up. What the heck?
Oh no.
Why are the police at his house?
Oh, there's another one, dude. 2 cop cars.
3 cop cars?
What? Hold on. Okay, so first they talk to this corporate guy, right? And the cops come, and then the other corporate guy gets visited by the cops as they're on their way over to him?
Okay. Well,
You guys been asked to not be here.
no, they said they're getting some guy to talk to us. We're just waiting.
I can already tell you right now, no one's coming out to talk to you guys.
Really? But they told us that they were.
I know.
Since Josh only lives like 15 minutes away, they must have informed him that we're in the area, because a few minutes later, this happened.
Dude, the police just showed up. What the heck? Why are the police at his house?
Oh, there's another one, dude. 2 cop cars.
3 cop cars?
Oh my gosh. Cop cars.
Why is there 3 cop cars at his house? We didn't even walk up to his house yet.
Okay. I might get hate for this, because maybe that we see some shit later on, or maybe some stuff happened in the last video that, like, really solidifies the idea that the police are all in the know of what's going on here and are working intentionally to cover up a crime. I don't know if that's the case, at least based on what I've seen so far. Based on what I've seen, I mean, cancel me if you will, I think this will be controversial. This reminds me a lot of those botched predator poaching operations, where in trying to catch a predator, some YouTubers or content creators will accidentally fuck up their own case and actually end up with the police having no ability to do anything to bring about justice. And now your continued attempts to get involved with them and try to expose this predator eventually lead to the police telling you, leave this person alone or we're going to arrest you. That's happened to many predator poachers, and I'm wondering if that's not what's happening here. Because this guy has done this whole, like, we're showing up, we're staying in the building even after the business owner has told us to leave. Okay, well, she has legal rights to tell you to leave and to have cops come remove you, even if she's committing a crime that involves stolen property. You have to take the other person to court over that. If they're not willing to pay up, you have to go take them to court again over non-payment. Like, these YouTubers are acting as though they have the authority to steal back the Legos, when all that can be done for this situation, unfortunately, like if you're not just taking them to court to deal with all of this by the legal system, unfortunately, you're not doing anything by the books. You're not doing anything in a way that the cops are going to be on your side for. Showing up at places you're banned from and, like, harassing, validly so, morally, harassing, like, the employees and stuff, you're just going to actively get the cops against you, no matter where the cops are in the country, no matter who they're friends with or not friends with. I don't know. The police redacted a lot of body cam footage and phone calls, though. See, that's stuff that might change my opinion later on in the video once I see it. But based on what I'm seeing now, it does seem like these YouTubers have made a few choices for the sake of content that maybe were not the best legal strategy.
Cops are following us. What the heck? That's so crazy, dude. Obey every traffic
Look at those mountains. God damn, they're beautiful.
My name's Officer. This is American Police. The reason I stopped you is the stop sign. You didn't stop that.
I didn't? No. I thought I stopped.
Okay. Alright, no. This is getting pretty weird. Okay. Alright, now I'm starting to feel... Okay. Now they're, like, pulling them over and being like, oh, yeah, you guys passed a stop sign. It's like, no. For one, he stopped at the stop sign. And also, you followed that car from the CEO's house blocks until you decide to pull him over. Like, we know. Okay. All right. Okay. This is some, like, Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
you definitely stopped. So you said you ran a stop sign?
Huh?
You said you ran a stop sign?
I didn't see what happened. Yeah, I was like,
Because we definitely stopped at the stop sign.
stopped.
Yeah.
I was so sure that we stopped at the stop sign that I actually requested all the
Is
police
that the
footage
same cop again? I think it's been the same cop like 3 times.
of this. And as you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
So who's Ben? Me. Ben. How's Utah? It's good. Like it?
Okay, it's pretty obvious that the police know why we're here. So I just explained to them the entire situation.
This old man spent his entire life
Okay, now it's getting weird. Now it's getting weird. Anybody ever read or listen to Baraska, the creepypasta? You know, the scenes where, like, later in the story, dealing with the cops, and it's like, there's very clearly something going on that they're involved in. That's kind of what the vibe of this reminds me of, a little bit. Those scenes when the main characters are dealing with the cops, the police department in Baraska.
the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection set.
The only problem is it's a crazy story, and the police officer did not believe me.
$200,000. $200,000. It sounds crazy.
Yeah, when the officer went back to his car, this is the message that he radioed in.
Hey, can you get the contact for Reckless Ben? Said he didn't have his ID, but he's just straight lying to me about everything else, so.
Since the cops don't believe my story, they trespassed me from the property.
Everybody today is being trespassed from that property.
Okay.
Yeah, we were forced to go home without having this good faith conversation the court requires us to have.
Yeah, what do we do now, dude? Like, we didn't even, get to talk to him, and we're in trespass. So, dude.
The one thing I didn't understand was how the heck did they know we were coming? I was hiding in the...
Like, all you can do is take them to civil court, right? Like, and at this point, doesn't it literally have to be the owner of the stolen property that has to take them to small claims court? Or not, I guess it wouldn't even be small claims court, would it? Would it just be just a civil thing? Because it's a pretty large deal. It would count as like a grand theft. But the problem is that it's not the kind of thing that you can just criminally charge in the context of this situation. Like, there's a big difference between guy breaks into your house and steals your TV. I mean, even then, the cops aren't going to go hunt the guy down and get your TV back, you know? Like that's just not how the police deal with theft. And unfortunately, the way that you actually solve this is not like in the movies where you reclaim your stolen property and, like, justice is done or whatever. You gotta, this is some Grand Theft Lego, you know, they've committed Grand Theft, you gotta take them to civil court, you gotta, 200K is a lot of money. If they don't pay up, you gotta take them to court again. And I think at that point, then there can be a court order made for the police to come and enforce the payout. I think that would be, like, the next step. But the only way I think you can really get the police on your side in this situation is to get a judge to order the police to make things right, and that's after, God, it could be years of legal fighting.
Backseat the entire...
And none of it will be good content, by the way. None of it will be, like, entertaining, fun, like, good content to watch.
...time, and the car's windows are extremely tinted.
These windows are so tinted, you can't see anything.
But as I was outside inspecting our car tint, the same police showed up to our house.
Oh no, we're getting pulled over again?
And it was weird. He wouldn't tell us why he was here.
Like I said, we've already talked about it.
Yeah, well, thanks for being so cool about everything.
Yeah.
They're like after us, dude.
Anyways, since Josh clearly doesn't want to have this good faith conversation with me, I took his trophy and destroyed
Got
it.
my baby. Damn. No participation trophy for Joshua.
Just like in the previous video, I tried to give Josh the benefit of the doubt, the easy way. But again, Josh does not want to do the easy way. The only option...
No, okay, so shit like this is gonna... Like, okay, you're basically begging for the fucking SWAT raid to come back when you're doing, like, shit like this, dude. No. No, you can't. Like, it's just gonna get the cops coming back to your fucking house over this video. Why? Why do you do this? I don't know, just as someone who's a little bit more knowledgeable on, like, the law, I guess, and the court system. No expert, not even a midwit, all right? I'm a low wit on the issue. But even I'm just seeing this and I'm like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. This is not a good look.
Left is to go the hard way. But before going the hard way, I actually remembered that there's another owner of the store named Brandon Best. Brandon is the guy in the security camera footage that illegally kicked the first owner out of the store so he could steal all their Legos. I tried calling him, but I am also blocked.
I'm sorry.
The only option left is to show up to his house.
Hello.
Like,
hey, how's it
who
going?
to the store?
Hello?
Okay. Alright, let's watch. This guy's gonna be funny. This guy's gonna be really fucking funny.
Hey, well, I was wondering if you'd be down to pay us for the lawsuit that we won.
Yeah, he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna stand there. He pleads the fifth. I knew exactly what this motherfucker was gonna do. This is the kind of shit that somebody who's like a fake tough guy does when they can't think of anything cool to say. So they're just like, all right, I'm just gonna stand here. I love watching fight videos. I've like, he wants this dude to like swing on him, as if he would, but you know.
It kind of seems like Brandon doesn't want to have this good faith conversation to resolve this problem outside of court, and I gave him plenty of time to speak.
I guess if you don't want to talk, I'll just talk.
He's just standing there.
So you guys told us to take you to court. We went to court and we won. We know you closed down the store to avoid paying us, so we could just sue you guys personally and do the whole thing again. We would obviously win again, but
then the police showed up.
He's calling the cops, yep.
Again, for some reason, they are really trying to protect these criminals.
Well, you're on his property. It's, once again, you gotta take them to court again. Like, you gotta take them to court again. Like, that's all you can do. That's how these corporations operate. They try to literally war of attrition you. You have, like, they are an army inside of a fortress with enough resources to stay locked up under a siege for years. You have to keep that siege going, and it has to be a legal siege. It has to be through the court system, and their goal is for you to eventually run out of will or resources or men to lay forth that legal siege before they've run out of resources to stay locked up in their fortress. That's how these corporations work. They know that as a corporation, they have way more resources than you do as a singular person trying to take them to court, see justice. They'll just not pay you and say, all right, well, you had enough money to win in court once, but can you win in court against us again after you didn't get your payout? Can you they just basically want to see if they can just get away with it. Even if they can get nickel and dime you down to your last penny you can afford for legal battle, if they can make you run out of money first, they win.
Steal anything? He inherited the store from somebody.
No, he stole $200,000
How
with
do you know
it.
this?
Because I've been spending the last 3 months in the case, and I won in court.
He inherited the store.
Uh-huh.
He's being blamed for everything that the previous owner did, and he's trying.
Well,
to
that's a lie. So we.
Okay, hold on. I'm still
okay,
talking.
I'm sorry.
He's still trying to clean up the mess from the previous owner, and now he's catching blame for it. And he's just trying to clean up the mess from the previous owner.
No, him saying that it's the previous owner, that's a lie, and we already proved this in court.
If you come back and step foot on this property, you're gonna go to jail.
The police gave me a formal trespass.
Yeah, once again, like, the cops are definitely weird. The cops are definitely acting weird, and there's certainly something going on here. My guess is that, like, maybe some high up chief, or god, maybe the sheriff of the town is like a Mormon and is like church buddies with the CEO of this company, or the CEOs of this company. It's definitely possible. I know that, like, Utah, like the Mormon stuff in Utah ends up being relevant to this story later on.
Notice, which I took a picture of it and sent it to the court as proof I tried to have this good faith conversation, but Brandon didn't want to have it with me. And turns out this was good enough. My court case with Brandon Best got accepted.
Okay.
But my
Guys,
court
that's how you
case
do
with
it.
Josh is still going to be rejected until I find a way to have this good faith conversation with him. So I decided to see if I could find Josh online, to see if I could look up any more information about him.
Guys, yeah, they all look the same. No.
Joshua Johnson.
Yeah, Joshua Johnson.
That's crazy, BB Otaku.
Their tax liabilities and minimize their exposure to lawsuits. That's hella ironic. Are you kidding me, dude? That's what he's known for, is reducing people's exposure to lawsuits.
After some more research, we found...
I guess he knows exactly how to avoid getting served and taken to court. Oh my god. Look at this guy's face. Bro, you know, the irony in this all being about, like, Lego Star Wars sets is that this dude has the mouth of Jabba the Hutt. It's just a big, wide, toothless maw for shoving little squid creatures alive down his throat. That's crazy. That is a crazy fucking... What'd that mouth do? What'd that fucking mouth do, though? Jesus Christ. Okay. Now, to get a little serious here, these are long videos. We're not gonna be able to watch all of it here in this segment, but apparently part of what this video ends up touching on, and I highly recommend you check out both of these just to, you know, figure out the whole situation if you haven't already. Apparently Mormonism is very, very relevant to this story, in that a lot of the police department, the cops involved in this, and the company itself are run by Mormons. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Mormonism is a cult. Now, all religion is a cult, if you're, like, a Reddit atheist like me, but, like, Mormonism, Scientology, Jehovah's Witnesses, they're, like, really a cult. Like, really, really a cult, you know? And most of these cults have really bad histories of powerful men within said cults using their positions to abuse women and children. Many of them have histories of some pretty bad stuff, Mormons in particular, some pretty bad rhetoric when it comes to black people, minorities in general. And on top of that, Mormons tend to be very, very Republican, very conservative, very right-wing, very anti-porn, you know, very Puritan in a lot of ways. And a big part of Mormon culture is if you have a son, to raise them and effectively to groom them for one of three paths: law enforcement, military, federal government. And as it turns out, the federal government loves hiring Mormons. If you look it up, it is actually insane, the percentage of our federal workers, particularly in like the real deal feds. Like, I'm talking like our intelligence agencies and stuff. Ridiculous amount of Mormons. Hell, many of our politicians, Mormons. You know, Mitt Romney, famously Mormon. They have a pretty strong stranglehold in our government, despite being a relatively fringe part of society that we don't really talk or think about much. And it is kind of scary. It is kind of scary that Mormons are as powerful as they are in terms of, like, government, law enforcement, etc. And yet we don't really talk about them. You know, they've got... like, their history is... Look into their religion, it's insane. It's not anything ancient or anything like that. There's no, like, history to their religion. It's a new world cult. You know? Like, I don't know, man. I think that there definitely could be a bit of a... not like a Mormon conspiracy going on here, but certainly, like, these guys are church friends, and maybe, like, the cops are helping these guys out because they know each other from the Mormon community. And it's sort of like protecting their own kind of thing. I can certainly see the possibility of that being the case. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts.